The family had survived the darkest nights, the evil spirit's sinister laughter echoing in their ears. But this night was different. It was do or die. Either the house would be filled with light again or be consumed by darkness forever. He stood in the living room, a copper calish in hand, filled with sacred gangayal from the holy river Ganges. He could feel the heaviness in the air, the mirrors behind him cracking ever so slightly. A whispering voice echoed in his ears, "You cannot escape, you are mine now." His fingers tightened around the calish. No, he wouldn't escape. He would liberate his home, his family, even the spirit that resided in them. He turned, his eyes blazing with newfound resolve. Not escape, but liberate. Tonight this house will breathe again. Suddenly the lights flickered violently. The spirit's shadow, which had been dormant, stretching across the walls, now manifested fully. It was a dark, smoky figure, grotesque and terrifying, reaching out, trying to grab him. He wasn't afraid. Taking a deep breath, he placed the calish in the northeast corner of the room and began chanting Om Namah Shivaya, the mantra of Lord Shiva, the destroyer of darkness. As he chanted, he lit a ghee lamp, pure ghee or clarified butter in a traditional lamp. The shadows in the room seemed to shrink. The air grew lighter. All this time she watched from the courtyard. She couldn't see what was happening in the room, but she could sense the shift in energy. With the children, she joined him, their voices combining in the chant. Om Namah Shivaya. An old saying goes, when the northeast is purified, even the darkest forces lose their power. That's because the northeast direction represents air, and air, as we know, is the purifier. Air clears away the stagnant, the stale, making way for the fresh, the new. As they chanted, the spirit shrieked. Its form contorted in pain. A thunderous sound filled the house, rattling the windows. Suddenly, the tulsi plant in the courtyard glowed faintly. It was as if the plant, which is sacred to Hindus, was sucking in the darkness, transforming it. He continued chanting, his voice unwavering. And after what felt like an eternity, the smoke began to dissolve. The shadow crumbled into dust, revealing the wall behind, the one that had been covered in darkness for who knows how long. A sudden gust of fresh air flowed through the windows, carrying away the last vestiges of the oppressive energy. The storm outside seemed to calm, mirroring the peace that descended upon the house. Panting, but with a lightness he hadn't felt in years, he turned to the family, their faces illuminated by the ghee lamp, their eyes shining with hope. For the first time in years he saw a smile on his wife's face, the lines on her face crinkling at the corners. The children no longer cowered. They were buzzing with excitement. One of them, looking up at his father, asked, "Papa, is the bad spirit gone?" He knelt down, meeting his son's gaze. "Yes, my son, it's gone, and our home is safe now." The next morning, sunlight pierced through the windows, filling the house with light. It looked brighter, lighter. The day began like any other. They made offerings to the tulsi plant, the deity of their home. After all, it was she who had helped them. Later, over breakfast, his daughter, the eldest, spoke, "Amma, our house is very quiet today." She looked around, a puzzled expression on her face. "It's always been this way," their mother said softly, but a smile tugged at the corners of her lips. He sat watching them, a sense of peace enveloping him. He knew the spirit was never evil. It was energy, vital energy, but trapped in imbalance. They didn't destroy the spirit. They set it free. And in doing so, they also freed themselves, transforming their home from a prison into a sanctuary. Vastu is not superstition, it is the science of balance. When your home breathes right, your soul lives free. That's all for tonight. If you liked this episode, share this video with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe.